Hello ladies and gentlemen, Joseph Mogel here again. Just like the last video, this video is going to be about writing exercises. This exercise for this week, last week we covered 1,000 words a day, which some may have been a little bit daunted by, but I'd like to think now, not so much. This week, what I'm going to be talking about is more an odd approach. You do a little prep work, maybe if you have some of those vocabulary flashcards from when you were a kid, be very helpful, because for this, what the exercise is to write a story using a set of randomly selected words. Decide how many words you want to randomly select and how you're going to randomly select them. Write them on slips of paper, draw them out of a hat, flip through a dictionary and just point at a word. The idea is to take a set of random words and use them to construct a story. So you're probably thinking, well, this is kind of a cool idea, but what does it really do? Well, there are a couple of things that this approach does. The first one, and I think this is the real reason to use this writing exercise, is when you're writing a story of your own, one of the things you find, and this is not an uncommon thing, is that you'll run into kind of a plot block. It's not just writer's block. It's you run into a point in one of your plot lines where you go, there's nowhere I can take this. You have written yourself into a dead end. Doesn't mean that you don't still have the motivation, the wherewithal, and the ability to write. You do. You've just written yourself into a dead end in the plot. Sometimes you need to be creative in getting out or around that. And my personal feeling, from my experience, is that using the random words to concoct a plot line and write a story is a great exercise for getting around those little plot blocks that you have when you're writing a story. Otherwise, it's basically sitting back and letting whatever's going on in your subconscious mind, I don't know why subconscious is back here, but apparently it is, letting your subconscious mind process through the aspects of the story that you need to process through in order to get through your plot and write your story in totality. So this is a great exercise from my perspective for that. It also does something else, which is it forces you to exercise a very high level of creativity. You know, if you get words like xylophone, salamander, and hot plate, concocting a functional story that is not just essentially a drug trip in words, that's a challenge. And that's an exercise in creativity. And that's really what being a writer is all about. This is an art, this is about being creative, this is an exercise for finding your creativity, and that's crucially important as an artist. Be creative. You need to be creative as a writer. So, take those random words, come up with a plot, or write the story. What you'll find is you will develop the ability to overcome those plot blocks, and your creativity will increase. You will look at a situation, you'll be able to look at it from a dozen different angles that you wouldn't otherwise have thought of, for the simple reason that now you're forced. You have no choice with working with random words, but to come at things from odd angles, intellectually. And that's what you want. Because that's the creativity. That's the cornerstone of this art. All right, now a shorter video than most. I am fully aware of that. Like and subscribe below. Share with friends, please. Send me a letter. Send me an email. Message me, say questions, comments, anything. I love answering questions. I said this in the last video. I'm going to say it again. I love answering questions. So please send me questions. I will respond in a video response like this video. Neighbor's dog. That being said, that's it for this week. That's it for this week. I look forward to having you again next week. Take care.